right? Time is literally flying. It seems like literally just yesterday that we were with friends and family celebrating the brand new year, right? We were talking about 2020 vision. We were talking about what we were going to do. And we literally stepped into this year as a company, as an organization, more aligned than we had ever been. I was talking to Matt yesterday, and it's literally crazy how we felt more aligned with our leaders, more aligned with the organization, more, in sync than ever before. And we put together an organized game plan. There was one night where Matt and we met with Alex for dinner, and we literally planned out our entire year, right? We had the whole year mapped. Obviously, as an entrepreneur, life is going to throw you some curveballs, right? Life's going to throw some things your way that you can't predict, but that you have to adapt through. And I believe that one of the most pivotal parts of being a successful, right? Remember, entrepreneurship is just a title, right? It's just something you say, hey, one day I'm an entrepreneur, right? Or, hey, I'm a leader. And a lot of people get thrown into the leader or the entrepreneur category. But I believe there's a big difference between the masses and the classes, right? So if you're going to become a successful leader, a successful entrepreneur, there's a few things that I believe you're going to have in that tool belt, okay? And the ability to overcome adversity, the ability to adapt on the fly, that's pivotal, right? The ability to say, okay, right, this is what's happening to me, and I can either work with it or let it work against me, right? That's what truly makes you successful. So at the end of the day, we had this plan. We started rocking. We're on tour. We have the biggest event ever in the history of the company in London. And then boom, we get a curveball. So basically, when life throws that curveball, you get to this point where it says, what are you going to do with this curveball? I threw you the curveball. Are you still swinging for the fastball? Or are you going to adapt, sit back, be patient, and take that curveball the same place you were trying to take the fastball? That's essentially what leadership and entrepreneurship comes to. So now we're halfway through the year. Matt, I don't know if you can mute out your mic. I don't know how to do that on my side. But now we're getting to the second half of the year. Literally 2 days away from going to the second half. What are you going to do with it? That's what this call is about. What are you going to do with it? So we titled this call Back to the Basics, because I truly, truly believe that everybody's out here looking for the secret. We have almost 3,200 people live on this call right now. You showed up today because you're looking for the secret. You're looking for that next thing. You're looking for what's working. You're looking for the answers, right? Here's what I believe. I believe that the things that got us on the foundation, right? The things that we did when we first started, the things that we learned 5, 6, 7 years ago when we were introduced to this profession, those are the things that are going to get us to where we want to go, right? Because whatever works, it doesn't just work for a small period of time. Whatever works, it works, right? So here's the thing. Stop trying to look for the crazy top level breakthrough. A lot of the times people come to me, hey, what's Austin doing? Hey, what's Bryce doing? Hey, what's Nate doing? Hey, what are Darwin and Emery? What are they doing? What is Brandon? What are the leaders doing? A lot of people ask me, what's Michael Angel Martin doing? What's Jason Stone doing? They're just influencers. They just have big networks. Guys, everybody starts somewhere. Understand that when Instagram came out, it was a platform that nobody had. But certain people figure out how to capitalize and maximize on a situation. But at the end of the day, the same things that you start with are the same things that you need to go from Chairman 500 to Chairman 750. Right? The same things to go from Chairman 100 to 250, 250 to 500, P5000 to Chairman 10, P2000 to P5000. It's the same things, the basics. So one of the things that I always tell people is stay close to the foundation. Stay close to the foundation. If you don't have a foundation, you need one. Now, one of the most pivotal things that I could tell you is that tools, okay? Tools are what truly create a system, duplication, right? Because you can get on this call, you can leverage this call, but what happens if the recording isn't there? What happens if you lose the link to the YouTube video? What happens if you don't know what to say and you're signing people up and you're getting new customers started? What happens if it's just dependent on you, See, I need everybody on this call right now to sit back and reflect and think, is my organization growing because of the system, or is it growing because of me? That's a true question I need you guys to think about. Because if it's just growing from you, if it's just growing because of your leaders, if it's just growing because, you got the magic, that's awesome. But that's sales. That's not residual income. So if you want to take a vacation, your business is going to slow down? No. We're going to teach you on this webinar how to build a professional business long-term. The way to do it is to get back to the basics. So here's my recommendation. Utilize the tools. One of the things, my first 48 hours, when I got started in direct sales network marketing almost 7 years ago, my mentor said, look, when I started, my mentor told me to listen to Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business. It's a 1-hour audio. I said, okay, you tell me to do it, I'm going to listen. And I listened. I had to drive 1 hour, so it was perfect. And I plugged in my AirPods, or I had my headphones at the time, plugged into my phone, and I'm just listening. I was moving, so I had a box truck. So I was like, this is great. Let me just listen, right? And so check this out. I listened to the audio. I'm like, man, that was really powerful. It set my expectation. I was ready to fail. I was ready to get some rejection. I was ready to get in the trenches. I was ready to edify properly and build a story that was worth talking about. I was ready. And then I listened to it again. I remember I was literally mowing my parents' front lawn, and I'm listening to it again. I have my headphones in, and I'm like, there's a couple things I heard the second time that I got the first time. And there's a couple things that I heard the second time that I didn't get the first time. And I'm like, the set of the sale, the law of averages. So implement, when people tell you that they want to build, implement Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's 1 hour long. It is the perfect recipe to get back to the basics. Everybody can share that link. Everybody can listen for 1 hour. And I'll be honest, if someone can't listen to a 1 hour audio, they're not the leader that you're looking for, and you just keep it moving. The second step is GoPro. Eric Worre, Building Your Network Marketing Business. These are the 7 steps to becoming a professional in our profession. This is what's going to take you from being a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur, right? A wannabe, like you want to be a leader, right? To being a leader. Fundamentals, foundation. When Matthew Rosa and I implemented this book, Building an Empire, into our organization, first off, we implemented it into ourselves. I actually went when Brian Carruthers trained on this book live. So 10 of my leaders. And when we implemented that book, one day I literally bought it. I gave it to Matt. I said, bro, I believe if you read this, you're going to have a breakthrough, because I just read it and I'm having breakthroughs. And now we literally have duplicated that book to our organizations around the world. And I can see the difference when someone has gone through the 3 tools that I just gave you. I can see the difference in them almost immediately. I can tell almost to the T if someone has utilized those 3 tools or if they have not. And sometimes I'll talk to a chairman and I say, hey, what tools is your team using to get people to a professional level as a network marketer? And they're like, oh, we just get on the 7-figure mentorship calls. We get on the next wave leadership calls. That's awesome. But what about all the downtime? What about that first 24 hours? What about building that belief right away so that when people get started, they don't face failure? We can help them cut that learning curve because they know failure is going to come. So you're not facing it. You're expecting it. You're running with failure. There's a big difference, right, in facing failure for the first time and not knowing that you're going to fail, because if you're not ready for it, you're going to get crushed. And then you have to build up that posture, that belief. Remember, guys, people come in here looking for change in their life. So if we can set the proper expectation off the bat, Jim Rohn, he's like Yoda. Would you want, if you wanted to be the best of the best, wouldn't you want, before you get started, to sit with Yoda? Wouldn't you want to sit with one of the greats so they could give you for 1 hour all the things that they already failed through? And then you just bypass all those detours because they're there. Do you want to sit in traffic? Because that's essentially what leadership is. Essentially, leadership is like, hey, look, I got bookshelves filled with John C. Maxwell, right? All these great leaders, Emotional Intelligence, one of my favorite books. I left it upstairs. Emotional, is it here? Oh yeah, there it is. Dude, another great book. Gene Graves and Travis Bradberry. This book alone will change your life. Guys, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill. Do you want to go through, sit in traffic? Or do you want to start utilizing tools that are already built saying, hey, we've been here before. We'll help you get through that traffic because here's all the detours. Okay, so back to the basics. That's what this is about. It's about never leaving the foundation that got all of us to where we were. And I believe that if you guys are leaders, not only will you go through this stuff, but you will duplicate it, you will talk about it, and you will make this part of the culture. Okay, so back to the basics, key. Now, here's a few things. I'm going to pass it over. Okay. I believe that success starts with a concrete decision. Guys, life is going to mess you up. Life is going to throw you curveballs. You're going to be feeling great about yourself, and then you're going to turn on the media and you're going to see hate. You're going to see envy. You're going to see negativity. People in your life are going to come and go. People that you love are going to leave. People that you love, you're going to go through some things, right? So life is always going to be this adverse environment, period. Nobody, trust me, billionaires, trillionaires, gajillionaires, you could have all the money in the world. It's not going to solve your problems. All your change, all the true change in your life is going to come from the internal journey and you just growing as a person. So here's what's going to help you really stay in the game through all the crap that you're going to go through. All the crap. Number one, you need to make a decision about your success. Like you truly, and not some cliche garbage. Like I'm serious. You got to say, hey, I'm doing this. I'm making a decision. This is where I want to be. And I'm just going to go like this. And I'm going to stay laser focused because there's a new wannabe company every day. There's a new opportunity every day. There's shiny objects floating around. I got shiny objects in my apartment that sometimes I got to focus on, right? You got a PlayStation 4 right there. Sometimes I just got to be like, man, I got to focus. I got a PlayStation in 3 different rooms. I'm like, sometimes there's a time for distraction, and there's a time for what? Focus. But here's what's going to keep you in the game. Your why. Your why. Not just like, oh, I want to be rich. I want to live that rock star lifestyle. I want to be able to take yachts out in Miami. Guys, Matt and I, Austin, Alex Morton, Julian, the leaders, we live in Miami. We could be out doing whatever, 7 days a week, all good. But the why is stronger than all of the distractions. So honestly, most of the time I'm home. People are like, yo, come out. Let's do. Matt and I were going to get a yacht today. We're like, no, our goals are not completed. We're staying home. Let's work. Yeah. At the end of the day, the why is bigger. So don't make it about the money. Because if your why is about money, when you make money, what's going to happen? You dissolve out. You die. You're empty. You have no fulfillment. And if trust me when I tell you, I have friends that have gone from broke to wealthy, and when they get up top, they don't know what to do because they thought it was money that they wanted, but when they got the money, everything else was empty. So what's the point? I'm telling you right now, some of you are not going to believe me. Some of you are not going to take this that serious. I'm going to tell you, establish a why that is much bigger than you. Right now, I want to build a well. One of my biggest goals, because one of my first whys was to take care of my mom and dad. Right now, one of my biggest whys is to build a clean water drinking well in every village across Africa. And I will not stop pursuing that why. I'm going to need a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars to do it, but I'm not going to stop. That's my why. So what do you think I'm going to do when we hit Chairman 750? Am I going to sit back and go, pay raise? We've been good. But what keeps me going? I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning with a new leader that's launching. And he said, bro, I cannot believe it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you are on the phone with me right now. I said, bro, I appreciate that. But the day you get too big for the little things is the day you get too big for everything. So, sheesh, we only speak from the heart over here. That's how we go. So let me tell you guys, plant your flag with this company today because I don't care what anybody says. Oftentimes, we'll be duplicated. Oftentimes, we'll be distracted. Oftentimes, things in our life will appear. And at the end of the day, if you stay focused on the original goal and your original deep why, dig deep for that why. Plant your flag here and make that why a reality. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pass it over to my dog who has lived it. You know, look, call what it is. Austin has lived a life of ups, downs, achievements, adversities, period. But truly, one of the things that is so important is that we're here yesterday game planning, and he's talking about like, okay, the next phase, I'm going to go back to phase one. I'm going to build P150s. I'm going to build brand new P600s. This is a Chairman 100 right here. Talking about getting in the trenches, phase one, don't get comfortable. So, my brother, guys, appreciate you. This man does not need an introduction. And I'm telling you guys, we have almost 4,000 people on here. Don't stop promoting this webinar. Get this in your group chats. Don't stop promoting it, because this is the type of information in 1 hour. I'm going 20 minutes, Austin 20 minutes, Matt 20 minutes. We're not going to be here all day. In 1 hour, our objective is for the three of us to literally give you value, to step in to the second half of this year on fire. And I promise you, the three of us are going to be running like he's about to grab some water. So let me further edify, because edification is a part of the game. Honestly, Matt and I would not be here without Austin. Austin was the individual that pushed us and gave us the motivation to take that step into this company. This is someone who has literally not just talked about the books, not just talked about the personal development, but when he speaks, like everybody knows, when he speaks about like empowering yourself, manifesting success, it's from a place of competence that not many people have truly gone into, right? A lot of gurus in this space, but this is someone who has really coming from a place of genuinity when he talks about success. So, oh my God, this boy got some notes. All right, I ain't wasting no more time. Austin, let's get it.
Let's rock it. Love you, bro.
Love you too, dog. Chase.
What's going on, guys? Oh my, this is the king's chair, bro. This is the throne. I don't know if I can fit in this one. This is nice. I'm super fired up to be on here with Mr. Matthew Rosa, Jason Brown. Let's see these. Oh, you got the touchpad over here. This is a nice setup, man. Talk about a chairman setup. Chairman 500 setup.
We got the touchpad.
I feel like the chairman one. I feel like the chairman's having fit right now, man. You know what I'm talking about? So, all right, guys, in the group chats, let's go ahead, type in 777 if you guys feel like Jason Brown just came in here and delivered. I'm fired up. We'll keep it short, but I'm pretty excited to be on here right now. You know, these guys are certain leaders. I was taking it back off where Jason left it. You know, this company right now, I think that the thing that we have to take away from this call, if you guys have ever seen about, you know, the 4 stages of adoption and, you know, where companies go, I think right now what you should take from this call is obviously we'll go through value. You know, Jason just dropped some value. I'm going to come on here and talk briefly, and Matt will as well. More than anything, what you should really realize from this call is that where this company is right now is nowhere near where this thing will be in the next 24, 36 months. This is going to be a legacy company. You know, we don't just say this for hype or excitement. You know, companies will come out with these new product lines and to get people excited again, for some momentum. Guys, right now, you know, there's companies in this industry. You know, you look at the $1 billion companies, the $10 billion companies. You look at the Amways, the Herbalifes, the Mary Kays, the Avon. We got legacy, generational life companies. You know, there's fly-by-night companies out there. They come and they go, but what we're creating here is something very special. I believe that our leadership in this company, we have one of the, if not the best, one of the best starting lineups, one of the best rosters in the entire industry, not just because of us, but because of all of the people that are on the floor now, guys. I mean, you got to really realize where this company is now is not where it's going. And, you know, what I really believe is that you have to make a decision now, like Dave said. Where will you be a year from now? You know, number one, will you be here a year from now? And number two, will you create, you know, how big a piece of this pie do you really want, guys? Because there's enough money for all of us to win here. There's enough ranks for all of us. They're raising the ranks. I mean, guys, where this company is going, I personally believe, Basin and Matt and I were just talking about this the other week. What's honestly crazy to us is that the top ranks in this company, you know, these gentlemen here are about to smash Houston and sing ranks right now. You know, there's Chairman 500, set up to Bryce, and all the people coming in here, Nate smashing Chairman 250. I mean, every time somebody does this, it just gets us excited. But we believe that right now it's a turning point in the company. And the top ranks in the company haven't even come into the company yet. You know, the top ranks in the company haven't even enrolled in IM yet. You know, they're on this call right now. So there is so much room for growth and so much room for elevation. You got to leave this call figuring out, where do you want to be? in this puzzle? Will you be on stage? Will your team be on stage? So, one of my favorite quotes a mentor of mine told me, he said, you could take all of this from the call, these books, you could take all this information, but as our mentor said, look, to know and not do is to not know at all. So guys, in order to be balling, you have to be all in. So after this call, I would really just assess, make the decision these next, 90 days, these next 180 days to finish off the year. Are you willing to really take this thing seriously? As Eric Ward talks about, the 90-day blitz. Maybe some of you live with your mom, your dad, you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, children. Guys, call it what it is. My 6-year-old son's upstairs. I've missed more birthdays of his than I've been with him. And, some people used to say, well, that's crazy, man. I would never miss my son's birthday. I would never miss Mother's Day. My mom passed away last year. And, I remember one of the things that I was glad about is that I was able to actually, prolong her life. I was actually able to go out there and give her some things and spend more time and do certain things. But, some people go, I would never miss a Father's Day. I would never miss a holiday. Well, when you're Chairman 500, they don't need to wait for one day a year to celebrate Mother's Day. Every day can be Mama's Day. Every day can be a Father's Day. Every day can be a holiday. So when you're chairman, guys, every day can be a birthday. It does pay off. So these next 90 days, these next 6 months, you might have to go to your family. You might have to go to your children, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, and say, look, I'm going to be here these next 90 days. I'm going to be present physically these next 6 months, but mentally I'm going to be somewhere else. And you have to vocalize the vision, vocalize what I'm doing this for us. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this so, one day we don't have to stress on bills. Out of the divorce rate, 60% of people that get married, out of that 60%, 60+% of those divorces are caused by lack of finances and arguing about money. I would be damned if I would have to divorce and get in an argument about lack of finances, or have to go to a store and stress on a price tag, or I don't want to go to a restaurant and order from, the right side of the menu. How much does something cost? I want to eat what I want to eat. The vegan food, I know we differentiate, shrimp, steak, liquor, and lobster, whatever you're ordering. Guys, don't go to a restaurant with your girlfriend. I remember I used to go out on dates and be like, honey, what are you ordering? And I'd wait to see what she was ordering first, because I'm like, yo, I don't have enough money to order what I want. I got to see what she wants first. Guys, this business is not only just the building side. That's why it's so exciting. A customer. Guys, when we travel the world, customers are winning on a huge level. The people that are sitting in the crowd that are introverts, that are trading behind their screen, they're winning on a major level. So I want to come in here and just give value. I don't want to speak for too long about hype, this, that, the other, because I'll speak all day. Matt and Jason are like, yo, you need to chill out. Austin, 20 minutes, really quick. So I will come on here really quick and talk about how to hit P600 in 72 hours. I released an on-the-run video on my YouTube, kind of briefly going over that. And I think what the main important part about this is taking massive action. When people come in, they say, I want to learn how to do it. I want to have success. I want to see results. But the overall point about what you see the top leaders do is they just took massive action. Like Jason talks about, within your first 72 hours, what I did was I got through this information. One of the reasons that people don't stay in the business is because of their lack of education. They don't understand. They don't know what they don't know. So I plug people in right away with Eric Ward, GoPro. I plug people in right away with Robert Kiyosaki, Business of the 21st Century, Building an Empire. Make sure they get the information. People listen to music all the time. They're in their cars, they're in the shower, when they wake up, they're watching TV or they're watching the news, coronavirus this, or, when sports are on, people are watching this, that, the other. Guys, that doesn't pay my bills. It's not going to, when you hear a new mixtape, the new Future album came out, the new Drake album came out, this, that, the other, people memorize lyrics. Think about your favorite song. You listen to it so many times, you program your brain to memorize the lyrics word by word. So what you can do, what we did, was we started programming ourselves with successful information, right? Programming ourselves with this type of information. When we came in, we learned, but we took massive action. Guys, you will learn more from 1 hour in the field than you will from 10 hours just reading books or listening to audios. And I do firmly believe that, each balance out each other. Like Jim Rohn said, he said, motivation will only get you so far. He said, but if you're dumb, motivation is not going to do anything. But if you know a lot, but you have no motivation, don't take action, won't do anything. He said, then you just have like a motivated idiot. He said, so you have to have a balance of both. So coming into the business, guys, my first 72 hours, I really just took massive action. I mean, I imagine, what I like to say is, imagine if you came into this business and you have to have that urgency. People talk about, I want to retire my parents. I want to travel the world. I want to build foundations and give back to the less fortunate. That's great. We all have big whys. We all have things that we want to do, over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Give back to churches, go do this, help others, and, have a nice house one day. But guys, what is a burning desire? When I got into the industry, I was living in a little 2-bedroom apartment in the ghetto, and I felt like, dude, I need to get out of here. I didn't even feel comfortable with my girlfriend at the time. I didn't even feel comfortable with my son outside playing because of the environment we were in. And I said, look, I need to get out of this situation now. I couldn't even afford my bills. I couldn't even afford my rent. I knew that things had to change immediately. I was getting eviction notices. I was living out of my car when I first heard about network marketing. So I needed that sense of urgency. So for some of you, it may be like, I'm living at home with my mom, my cell phone bill is paid for, or things are kind of good. I have a little student loan debt or this, that, the other. You got to create that burning desire. What's going to get you going right now? So my first 72 hours, as opposed to teaching, because there's different, Matt and Jason, we all have different stories. There's so much value to offer. But what I did my first 72 hours was I created the list. I took action. I figured out who am I going to talk to. I didn't prejudge anybody. And I went out there and really launched. All the other stuff. What most people do when they join network marketing, when they join this business, they try to sit there and get properly set up. Well, maybe in a month I'll wait, or, maybe. Yeah, guys, let me tell you what. I brought this over. Jason, I don't know if you remember this, but this is what Jason and Matt did when they first came into the company. Now, I don't know if you remember this, or Jason. This is how they launched IM.
We couldn't afford the gold one when we started it. We couldn't afford the gold-plated 24-karat, bro.
When they came in, it was crazy. They were wearing masks on the webinar because they were actually in another opportunity, and they couldn't show their face. It was hilarious. Every single day I was pressing Jason and Matt, broski, you got to launch, you got to build this, that, the other. But I mean, guys, they started from humble beginnings. You may look at this and be like, dang, man, how Jason and Matt, man, dude, they're making. I don't understand how is somebody making 600,000 double cheeseburgers a month, outworking somebody making $600 a month. How is that possible? Because it's not about the money, it's about the why. How you do anything is how you do everything. So guys, when you come into this, I still see these guys doing launch calls, still staying in phase 1. When we came in, what I did was I literally took my list and I attacked it in a sense of I had the posture. People follow people who know exactly where they're going. I would write that down. When you have the conviction and posture, when you're inviting, guys, remember this, people don't always remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel when you said it. When I would sit down and show my prospects something, I wasn't kind of like, hey, man, you do want to do this, or I need you. I wasn't begging them or chasing them. I was like, look, Jason, what I'm about to show you. Okay, hold on. Before I open my laptop and show you this webinar, I will go 8 o'clock in the morning, knocking on my friend's house. I know it's quarantine. You're like, Austin, you tell me to go to my friend's house without a mask. Guys, I'm telling you, take massive action. If I was going to offer you, if Jason and Matt put an incentive out, and Christopher Terry tomorrow on the webinar said, hey, we're going to give out $1,000 for every single person that you present the business to. How many people would you talk to the next 24 hours? Oh, well, I feel like I don't have any people to talk to. That's bullshit. Give me your phone. What I would do when I would launch my new people, I say, well, when we go to different countries, I'll pick people out of the crowds. They'll say, we did it in London the one time. And one of the gentlemen in the crowd, he's the homie, I picked people out. I was like, hey, we were in a room with like 2,000 people. I said, hey, who here feels like they've exhausted their warm market? And I don't have anyone to talk to. That's bullcrap. Let me see your phone. He said, okay. I said, who's Sarah? Who's Brian? Who's Bob? Well, Sarah said no. Oh, yeah, well, Brian. Call Brian right now. We FaceTime Brian in front of 2,000 people in London. Brian gets on the call. Yo, man, what's up, dude? I was like, yo, everyone say what's up, Brian? Like, ah! He's like, oh, shit, man, what's up, bro? I said, Brian, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, are you free? Yeah, well, what's up? Okay, cool, we're going to meet up then. Boom, bye. Right there. And he was like, oh, my gosh, I do have people to talk to. So imagine that. You have to create that internal motivation. I know it sounds maybe a little crazy what I'm about to say, but when I first went into business, I would create what Eric Thomas talks about is creating these internal pressures. You have to lie to yourself. The subconscious mind is a lot more powerful than your conscious mind. They say it's about, 30,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. And when you lie to yourself, your body does not know. That's why you have to be careful with your words. Oh, yeah, man. When you joke with your homies, it's not that much of a joke. because you can't tell the difference. So if you're constantly being negative, 80% of self-talk is negative. Be careful how you talk. So if you're sitting there and you're telling yourself these negative things, what I would say is, look, if I don't go hit my goal, if in the next 72 hours I don't expose this many people, or I don't, hit my rank, my son, I would imagine, like, okay, Aiden's kidnapped and they're offering a ransom. If I need to hit P600 in 72 hours, I'm never going to see him again. Some of you were like, well, yeah, dude, I was grinding. Guys, are you grinding and busy, or are you being productive? What are you doing? Sitting in group chats and mastermind. There's nothing to mastermind about, guys. There's nothing to grind about. Guys, there's plenty of systems and resources in the company. This is the mastermind and grind. There's not too much you need to be talking about. Just go do the work. It's not about how many hours you work in the day. It's about how much work you put into the hours. So what I did was I would sit there, go to my friends, get them on the calls, conviction, posture. I would look at them dead in the eye. Look, bro, the information I'm about to show you, I have been praying for so long. My prayers have been answered. I want you to know, look, Bob, look, Becky, I'm taking all of my chips. I'm going all in right now. Look, Becky, whether this is for you or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm showing you this because in a year from now, I don't want you to be a little annoyed or upset with me that I didn't show you. So I'm all in. So I'm going to show you this, okay? Boom. Conviction, posture. They would feel that on me. They'd be like, oh, dude, this kid's not playing. And then what I would do is I would learn to edify. I would learn to edify people. I would get on FaceTime calls. I would literally just sit there, go to my friends' houses or get them on calls, edify other people. Guys, the person who shares the story the most usually wins. I think Matt just said something about like something about a marker. I saw that. But guys, the person usually at the front of the room makes the most money. Guys, when we first went into business, Jason wasn't even making a few $100 per month. He was already presenting. Guys, get good at going out there, sharing the business plan, sharing the plan. If you share the story enough, it'll fall on the right ears. So guys, here's one thing that I learned from Ray Higdon. This guy shared something with me that stuck to me. He said, go for no, 20 no's per day. That shifted my mindset of learning how to go out there and not just, I need yeses or I need signups. Guys, number one, we should focus on educating, not getting signups or money. And I went out there and I said, look, before I go to bed every day, I'm going to get 20 no's per day. Imagine if every no you got, I was going to give you $100. Every time you get a no, what, all of a sudden you're just happy? No, guys, it's your mindset, your mentality, your perspective creates your performance. So I would sit there and be like, dude, I just got told no. Heck yeah, bro. I'm that much closer to getting somebody that will join. And we would just go out there and share the story over and over and over again. When I first joined this business, my first event, I think had 27 people show up. Mostly all of them said no. It was a joke. They weren't going to do it. But it was through that I realized it's just a filtering and sorting game. Don't be discouraged. Most people on this journey will not join you. They will not see it until, it starts to become a reality for you. Most of your friends and family at first will maybe not do this. The people that we're winning with now, we didn't know 5, 6, 7 years ago. We made more money with strangers than our best friends. And not to say that you can't remain friends with those people, but guess what, guys? Sometimes on this elevation, on this ride, people will start being like, you know what, Jay, you're kind of weird, man. You're talking all this successful talk. You're going to be, this, or you think you're somebody now. Guys, you cannot remain the same person you were and become the person that God wants you to be. You can't be talking the same, dressing the same, acting the same. You got to come in here and switch some things up because most people, like myself, we come from a place of a poverty mindset. Maybe you weren't, in poverty growing up, you weren't poor growing up, but we had that mindset. You have to shift some of those things. There has to be that change in the way that you're thinking. So as I leave this here, before I pass it off to my man, Mr. Matthew Rose, let me see. I wrote some notes on my phone. Let me see what I got for you guys. Who here is fired? I don't know. Who here is fired up? Let me see where the chat is. Who here is fired up? Who here is ready to go? Who here is ready to go out all out these next 90 days, these next 6 months? Yay! I don't know about you, but I'm pretty confident that this company is about to double. Guys, the next 24, 36 months, this will be. Systems, there was no chairman. Guys, when we joined the company, there was no Platinum 2000s. There's 300 chairmen in the company. You don't have to, will it work? Does it work? Look around. It works. Will you work? Will you get your butt to work? So with that being said, guys, I know it's a crazy mentality, but imagine if over these next, 72 hours, imagine over these next 30 days, how will you finish this month? How will you start the month? What if your family was kidnapped and you had to go out there and share this and get 20 no's per day? Guarantee you would kidnap 20 of your friends to tell you no. It may sound crazy, but guess what? Jason Brown's a little crazy. Matt Rosa is a little psychotic, the way that he grinds and he builds. Well, how is he making that money? How do they have those cars? How do they do it? And how are they still up at 2 a.m. in the morning helping people and working with? Because they have a different mindset. They have lost their marbles because they're all in for their why. They're all in for the team. And this isn't about themselves. It's servant leadership. Guys, if you're not sharing this platform, you are selfish. If you're not telling your friends, you are selfish because you don't know what this can do for somebody else. Every single day that you don't tell somebody, you're walking past the next six-figure earner, you're not texting back the next Alex Moore, and you're not getting back to the people out there that could take this and will take this to another level. So with that being said, guys, as I finish this off, act as if right now. Right now you have to act as if you're that leader. Jason didn't wait to start doing these prospecting calls to start going out there and sharing the business. He did it immediately. Guys, my first 72 hours, I probably exposed the business to 150 people. Just pick up the phone and start dialing. And we're doing online now. This is so easy. It's so much easier now than it was back then. We were working our butts off, drinking our energy, running our health into the ground, traveling to different countries. Jason and I and Matt together have been together working in 30 countries. Guys, we've been around the world and done this, but now it's so much easier for you guys. You just have to put the work in to go out there and share this. There's webinars every single day. There's so much success. Guys, really take this thing to another level. I could sit here and talk for days, but I'm excited. But right now, envision where you want to be. Act as if you're that six-figure earner. Act as if you're that chairman. When I first came into the company, I had no nice clothes. I had skater boy clothes. I had to cut my hair up and look a little more professional. I had to start taking words out of my vocabulary. I deleted my iTunes and downloaded audiobooks. I turned my television around in my house. I started putting vision boards across my house. I started changing the way I was thinking immediately. I used to go to Goodwill and Salvation Army and buy women blazers so that I looked more professional. Nobody knew but me. I used to call it Salvation Armani blazers, right? I thought I was looking real nice. How if you look good, you feel good, you do good. So guys, make that change. Act as if now, have that posture. How would you carry yourself on a day-to-day basis? So with that being said, I am beyond excited to be back in this company and really taking this thing another level, putting the jersey back on. We are approaching a $500 million per year company. Think about this, guys. It's been about a few years. It's been like a blink of the eye. We went from not even $1 million company. We were not even $1 million company per year just 4 years ago. And now we are approaching a $500 million per year company. Let that sink in for a second. What's about to take place these next 24 to 36 months is about to be really revolutionary. No hype, trajectory. What's happening here is about to go down in the history books. 10, 20 years from now, our children will be watching the movies and hearing about this on the news, about this financial revolution and what we're doing now. So Mr. Matthew Rose, to this gentleman, I don't need to really edify this guy. You know who he is. You know what he's capable of. And look at his beautiful face. I don't know, man. Matt, a few years ago to where he is now, I cannot hear you, Matt, but you don't even need to talk. We can just look at your face the whole time. You're so beautiful.
Jump right back on. So give me a second. I'm jumping on.
Okay. Yeah, Matt can do whatever he wants with that face. You look at him. He's going to come on here and share some value. We're excited. But, guys, really take it upon yourself to make this thing happen. Fire your upline right now. Do not wait for, Jason doesn't answer. My upline, he quit, or this guy. Guys, fire your upline. Become the leader that you're looking for. Become the upline you're looking for, because this summer we're about to go hard. There's going to be pool parties. Everything's opening back up. Are you going to get entertained by women or guys or this or barbecues or parties? Guess what? If you spend the next 6 months like nobody else is willing to, he's always reading books. He's always in his house. He's always being a weirdo. Yo, come out to the movies. Yo, come out party. Yo, come out do this. Come out to the clubs. Guys, if these guys are where they are, and they're not popping bottles right now, if they're not out to the clubs, if they're not partying, if they're not doing these things, if they're putting this time in, why aren't you? How is somebody making that kind of money outworking you? That's the question. So I don't know about you guys, but take it upon yourself to create your future, to create your reality. We'll wait for Matt to come on here.
Yo, while everybody's on this webinar, this just came to me. I don't know if Matt's back on or not. Let me see. Matt, you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
There we go. Yes, sir. Nice.
All right, dope. So I'm trying my best to you see, entrepreneurs, we make it happen, right? We're on this new platform right now, and I can't figure out how to flip my phone, but I really need this whiteboard right now, so I'm gonna
innovation. Respect.
Yeah. Jay, can you see me? Okay, I can't even see.
You look amazing. You look like Chairman 1 Million.
Hey, come on, baby. Yo, we're back to basics. Y'all know what that means, right? That means the building foundation, right? The foundation of the organization. You cannot build a sustainable organization without a proper foundation. We're going back and we're reanalyzing the infrastructure. We're re-supporting the infrastructure. Guys, over the course of the past few weeks, this company has doubled, which means that there's new individuals joining the business with new goals, new ambitions, new dreams, new desires every single day, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day, there's new people joining this thing. And we think that a lot of the information that's been given to us, it's that cliche information, right? Or it's old information. But I'll tell you one thing, the other day I was talking it was just like 2 days ago, I was talking to Godsey, and he was like, man, this week I just reread Building an Empire. And it's funny because as I was in the car the other day on my audio, I was listening to GoPro by Eric Ward. And it just goes to show you that the professionals, they never forget what got them to where it is that they're at. Right. And before we ever made the big bucks, before we ever made or rather had packed out rooms, before the recognition, before the ranks, there were several skill sets that we learned in order to get us to $600 a month, in order to get us to $1,000 a month. But guys, today you learned about the depth of vision that's needed in order to make this thing happen. Today you learned about the mindset that is needed in order to make this thing happen. You learned about how much action is needed, right, in order to make this thing a reality. Now I want to talk about what it is that we're going to turn into a reality as well here within I Am Mastery Academy. You see, fortunately, our goal is to impact, enrich, and educate the lives of 1 million customers around the world. And we're not going to build an organization of 1 million customers. No, we're going to build an organization of 1,000. You see, we're going to build an organization of 1,000 chairman 10s and above. But in order to build an organization of a chairman 10, you need to learn about how to build individuals to specifically ranks. And that's what it is that I'm going to be teaching you guys today. Because before I used to have this conversation, right? And let's say this square is the organization, right? I used to have this conversation with the P5000s only, teaching them how to go chairman, which meant that I only had a small percentage, which meant that we were leaving out the vast majority of the individuals that wanted to make chairman 10 and above a reality, right? So since I was casting the vision to a small group of individuals, a smaller group was making that a reality. Now, guys, the reason that I know this works is because when we joined I Am Mastery Academy, right, we were able to hit chairman 10. We don't come from a background where we had a massive organization. I don't come from a background where there was entrepreneurs in my family. I definitely wasn't taught this information. We weren't influencers on social media by any means, but we came into I Am Mastery Academy and we were able to hit the rank of chairman 10 in a matter of 63 days. Not only that, currently right now, inside of our organization, we have over 300 chairman 10s and above. So when it comes to hitting the rank of chairman 10, I think it's safe to say that we understand what it takes in order to hit chairman's up. So guys, this is the Chairman Blueprint. Excuse my handwriting. It is absolutely awful, but
Bro, that was an amazing R. That capital R is fire. Just saying.
all right. So when we're going after Chairman 10, there's 3 significant ranks, right? There's 3 significant ranks because we're going to create 1,000 Chairman 10s and above right now. So there's 3 significant ranks that we want to focus on when we hit Chairman 10. Rank number one. P600. That's rank number 1. Rank number 2. P2000. Rank number 3. Chairman. All right. P600, P2000, and Chairman. Let's talk about P600 really quick. You see, P600 is such a monumental rank inside of this industry, right? It took me, I made about $600 a month for 2 years straight inside of the industry. My first 2 years inside of the industry. $600 a month is absolutely astronomical. You see, I built this business, as a matter of fact, with Austin and with Jason in the Democratic Republic of Congo. If you don't know where that is, it's in Africa. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. $600 a month, like places like that, places like South America, Eastern Europe. You see, it's no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. And what I realized is that if we could help a person hit platinum 600 a day, we'd be able to keep our jobs away. So we got really good at helping individuals hit the rank of P600. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, you know, we've been to places like Australia and Norway where the average income is, minimum wage is $22 an hour. Despite what was going on with that, $600 a month seemed to be a blessing no matter what the economical situation was. So here, let's talk about P600 really quick. We know that a P600 has 12 customers in their organization. With 12 customers in their organization, that comes out to $7,200 a year. Meaning that they have, here's the leg structure, 4, 4, and 4. I want to talk about this compensation plan really quick, right? And how spoiled we are here within this compensation plan. 12 customers, platinum 600, 4, 4, and 4. When I first found out about this compensation plan, inside of my previous company, in order to make $600 a month, I had to build up an organization of over 80 customers. Here you need 12 customers in the organization. And what I loved about this was that it was a simple saying that was embedded in all of our heads, right? Literally every single day when people were getting started, we were helping them. And I think we lost this, right? The way we were explaining it was, help 3, get 3. Help 3, get 3. You see, it's crazy because so many of us look at Platinum 600 and we say, man, that looks like such a hard rank, 12 customers in my organization. Well, I challenge you not to focus on 12 customers. I challenge you to focus on 3. And if you can help 3, get 3, you now have 12 customers in your organization. You are a Platinum 600. Now, the beauty about hitting Platinum 600 is that you know how to teach Platinum 600. You see, you can't go anywhere in this business that you haven't been. That's a fact. You need someone to give you direction inside of this business on how to do this. I always say this. It's not necessarily about what it is that you can do. It's about what it is that you can teach. Because what you can teach is duplicatable, and duplication leads to momentum each and every single time. So now that you can teach people how to hit Platinum 600, with that skill set alone, I'm going to teach you how it is that you can go Platinum 2000. You see, Platinum 2000 for me, that was so monumental for me because that is a part-time income no matter where it is that you're at in the world. You're talking about not only a significant amount of income, but impact. Did you guys know that the average manager manages on average, right, at a brick and mortar location, about 20 clients or employees, about 20 employees. At the P2000 level, you have about 75, almost 100. You have 75 customers, almost 100 customers. I know P2000 that had 300 customers inside of your organization. So now you are leading. You're not just managing, you are leading. You see, P2000, shout out to you guys. You guys do the heavy lifting of the organization. P2000s are the most coachable. P2000s are the ones that still have a war market. P2000s are the ones that are seeing chairman for the very first time. And they're so excited because they know that chairman now is a reality. P2000s. You see, that's what I focused on. I didn't focus on building an organization of 500. No. You see, a lot of us are focused on the wrong numbers. And I'm going to teach you how to shift those numbers. Let's talk about P2000. You see, P2000, 75 customers in the organization, paying out $24K annually. And there's 30 in one team, 30 customers in another, and 15 customers in another. 30 in one leg, 30 customers in another, 15 customers in another, right? What's really cool about this is the vast majority of people psych themselves out because of this right here. And they'll never go on and hit monumental breakthroughs and ranks inside of their organization because they are intimidated by a number like this. The vast majority of us have never built an organization like this. We definitely weren't taught this information in school, so it intimidates us and we create these narratives in our head. But I'm going to show you not to focus on this. Wouldn't it be a lot easier to hit Platinum 2000 if you didn't focus on 75, but you focused on 9? You didn't focus on the 75, you focused on 9. I'm going to show you, right? So look, guys, if a P600 has 12 customers in their organization, in order to go P2000, your focus is helping individuals hit the rank of Platinum 600. How do you help somebody hit Platinum 600? Well, you help 3 get 3, right? Now, if a P2000 on this leg, you need 30 customers. A Platinum 600 has 12 customers. If we build 3 P6 on this leg, we surpass the quota for 30 customers. You see, I'm not worried about single-handedly bringing 30 customers into the business. I'm going to help duplicate the leadership and build 3 P600s. Since this is the same exact thing, it's the same exact qualifications. 3 P600s on this leg. Here, if a P600 is 12 customers in the organization, we only need 2, but here we overachieve. We're going to go for 3 as well. 3 P600, 3 P600, 3 P600s on each leg. You are now a Platinum 2000 inside of the organization with over 75 customers inside of your team. You guys understand? I don't build organizations. I built the leaders and the leaders built the organization. We have an organization of over 100,000 customers around the world. We did not build an organization of 100,000 customers. We built an organization of 300 leaders that built an organization of 100,000 customers. You see, just by doing that, I love this compensation plan because it's designed, if you want to hit a specific goal, if you want to hit a specific threshold, if you want to hit a specific rank, it's been designed to help other individuals accomplish what it is that you are looking to accomplish. You see, guys, check this out. We're gonna go into Chairman 10 now. Because remember, our goal is 1,000 chairman. 1,000 chairman 10s and above, right? We know how to hit Platinum 600 by helping 3 individuals get 3 individuals, builds an organization of 12, 4, 4, and 4. Because we know how to do that, we know how to teach that. In order to go P2000, we need 75 customers. We're not focused on 75 customers. We're focused on the number 9. These 9 individuals, 3 P600s on one leg, 3 P600s on another, 3 P600s on another, are going to build us to Platinum 2000. Now, everything we do on a micro scale, we have to do on a macro scale, right? We're going to go ahead and we're going to, now that we know how to hit Platinum 2000, we're going to teach how to go Platinum 2000. You see, a chairman, guys, A lot of people say they want chairman, but they don't understand what the significance of what chairman really means. And I don't think you understand as to why it is that we want the goal to be 1,000 chairman 10s and above. You see, when I first started inside of this industry, when you talk about broken, I was broken, ladies and gentlemen. And when you look at the word broken, the first word that comes to mind is broke. I was broke financially. I was broke spiritually. I was broke, in every aspect of my life. And I knew that the vast majority of it was coming from financial burdens. So if anybody ever tells you this isn't about money, they are absolutely wrong. Guys, there is nothing wrong with wanting more income, financial success inside of your life. There's nothing wrong with that. We often block our blessings because we're not used to wanting to receive that abundance inside of our lives. I understood that Chairman 10 wasn't going to give me enough money to break the generational curses inside of my life, but I also understood that Chairman 10 would give me enough money to make the decisions that would go ahead and break the generational curses. That would help me gain the influence, help me gain the relationships that were needed in order to break the generational curses in my life. So Chairman 10, it wasn't an option, it was a necessity. And when we jumped into this, we said we're gonna hit Chairman 10 within the first 30 days inside of this business. Now, I don't know where we have the audacity to dream that big, but we did, and we failed, ladies and gentlemen, we failed. We did not hit it in 30 days, but because we stretched our minds, we went ahead and we did it in 63 days. Chairman 10 is 500 customers inside of your organization. It pays out a lot. We're not going to go over that number. But it's 200 in one leg, 200 in another leg, and 100 in the last leg. Chairman 10, 500 customers in the organization, 200, 200, 100. When I saw this number, I was so intimidated. This number completely intimidated me. It scared the living crap out of me. 500 customers in my organization. I had only built about 100 customers inside of my organization. What was I going to do differently in order to get there? Well, you see, for years, I was focused inside of this industry on the wrong numbers. I was focused on the numbers in the back office. I was focused on the numbers that were going to get me to the next rank, but I was focused on the wrong numbers, ladies and gentlemen. You see, instead of focusing on these numbers, it's okay to focus on numbers, but instead, you got to learn to focus on the right numbers. I'm not trying to build an organization of 500. I'm trying to build an organization of 9 individuals, right? And here's the thing. If a Platinum 2000 who does the heavy lifting for the organization, we know how to hit it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to teach how to hit it. If a Platinum 2000 has 75 customers inside of their organization, that means if I build 3 P2s on this leg, 3 P2Ks on this leg. And you know what? We get a break here. We're going to build 3 P1Ks because if a P1K has 30 customers, that's going to give us 90 customers. With the 10 that we need, we'll hit it. Out of default with the momentum, we'll go ahead and we'll hit it. Now we have 3 individuals on this leg, 3 individuals on this leg, totaling 9 individuals that we specifically focused on. We specifically focused on 9 individuals. We didn't focus on 500 people. We didn't focus on 75 people. We didn't even focus on 12 people. We focused on helping 3 get 3. That led to 9 individuals, ladies and gentlemen. And these 9 individuals, these 9 Platinum 2000s and above, you see, they're the ones that help us accomplish Chairman. These individuals we built. 9 Platinum 2000s, and they built Chairman. I've never built an organization in my life. I've only built leadership. And the leadership inside of the organization has always delivered completely. So, what do I challenge you? I don't care what rank you are today. I really don't care what rank you are today. I don't care if you're a Chairman 100 on this call, and I don't care if you're 2 and 3 on this call. I challenge you to go out over the next 48 hours, to go out, let's make it 72. Let's make it interesting. I challenge you over the next 72 hours to go enroll 3 customers. and then help those 3 get 3 and build P600 as if you're from day one again over the next 72 hours. And keep this formula in mind the entire time, because it starts with helping that 3 get those 3. You see, identification of leadership, it takes vision. It really does. But identification of leadership, being able to identify a leader, and what that means is seeing what is not there yet, seeing what is not in the back office, seeing what is not in the bank account, based off of behavior, based off of the willingness to help the organization, based off of self-motivation, based off of consistency. Being able to recognize leadership, identify leaders prior to them being leaders. See, that's one of the most highest paid skill sets that you're going to have inside of this industry. And shout out to Yvonne Brionglish. I remember working with him. He was P1000, P2000, now Chairman 100. I remember sitting down with Cash the Great in Miami on my balcony at P1000, Chairman 100 now. You know, shout out to the individuals where you're able to recognize what it is that they've got inside of them, because that's that stuff that you can't teach. But guys, that is where you come into play. Your discernment, right? Your gut feeling towards individuals. Follow it, because it's often your meal ticket. Look, guys, we're going back to basics. We're going back to basics, and I could not be more excited to hear about the success stories over the next 72 hours of the individuals that took the challenge to go out. This is not suggestion. This is instruction. This is a challenge to go out there and help 3 get 3 and watch what happens. Godsey just taught you about what it takes in order to go P600 in 72 hours. Imagine if you were helping a P600 a day hit inside of your organization. What would that do for you? Well, look, guys, we're back to basics. Each and every single one of us, me, Godsey, Jason, Mr. Banks, Darwin, all of us, we're back to the basics, and we're in phase 1. Are you with us? 2021 starts now. 2021 does not start in 6 months. 2021 starts right now. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, Jason and I have the Chairman Mentorship Call where we be dropping some exclusive information on you guys. And then we also have some really, really, really dope stuff in the pipeline for you guys that'll be released over the next week or so. We're grateful for you guys. We hope that during this time, you guys are spending time with your family, your loved ones, you guys are washing your hands, and you guys are mastering this skill set, because 1,000 Chairman 10s and above is done. You just got to ask yourself, not only are you going to become one of those, but how many are going to come from your organization? Guys, I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.